Okay, hello everyone. This is Jonathan Lipp from the Big Apple Film Festival. We are going to get started in just a moment. And here we have our guest, Jeff Allen. Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Hi, Jonathan.
Right.
How are you?
Great to see you. Are you able to hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
All right, very good. All right, we're going to get started in just a moment. Thank Okay, so welcome everyone. Again, this is Jonathan Lipp from the Big Apple Film Festival. We are here with our guest today, Jeff Allen, who is the president of ShortsTV. And ShortsTV, well, let me say, Jeff is based in Los Angeles, and ShortsTV is actually the world's largest catalog of short movies and series available on TV, online, in theaters. ShortsTV also produces and distributes the annual Oscar-nominated short films theatrical releases. So their focus is to acquire and distribute the best of the short film market and bring it to audiences, again, through the theatrical, online, streaming, TV networks. And so I'm going to turn it over to Jeff and ask Jeff if he could tell us a bit about himself. And we have our moderator, Ann Nur, with us. Ann, how you doing?
Good, thanks, John.
Okay, so Ann is going to be moderating, so you can put your questions right into the chat box or into the Q&A box, and we'll begin. I'll hand it over to Ann. All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks, John. Hi, Jeff, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Nice to meet you, Ann.
Nice to meet you. Well, I thank you very much for being on with us today. We appreciate your time. I know John went into a little bit of your background. Can you give us a little bit more how you got started and came to ultimately ShortsTV?
Sure. Probably like many of the filmmakers at your festival, I went to film school. And that's what brought me to Los Angeles. That was 18 years and change ago. Went to USC Film School, and out of film school, I started making films, short films in particular, did the festival circuit, and was doing branded content for businesses, corporations, and things like that, before branded content was really even a term. And I met a filmmaker who was a film producer, a famous one, who was really wanting to disintermediate from the Hollywood system. He wanted to continue to make films, but wanted to just, distribute them directly to consumers. And so he started a startup. This was in 2008, 2009. And it was basically an SVOD service, subscription video on demand. We were making films, but we also created a platform where we could have subscribers and serve our films directly to those subscribers. That SVOD service was acquired by Hallmark in 2012. And that's how I became a Hallmark employee. And I spent the last decade working with Hallmark to develop that subscription video on demand service. First, it was branded SpiritClips. We rebranded it in 2014 to Feelin'. And then in 2017, that subscription service became Hallmark Movies Now, which is Hallmark's version of Netflix. So I left that about a year and a half ago to come over to ShortsTV and get back to my roots. I'm very passionate about short film in general, filmmaking in general. And at ShortsTV, we have a firm belief that all roads to big E entertainment in the entertainment industry lead through short film. It's the proving ground, right? It's like compared to the minor leagues of baseball, short film is where it all happens. It's where filmmakers hone their craft. It's where people get noticed. And we at ShortsTV take our role in that very seriously. We are here to be a husband to all of those filmmakers, to help them to cross that chasm, cross the gap from doing it sort of on their own to breaking it into the mainstream entertainment.
Okay, thank you. What type of short films does the market seem most interested in today?
It's a great question. What type, like genre, or I think the main rule that applies and has always applied, and people have probably heard this answer before, but it's because it's the right answer. It's especially with short films, it's unique stories that are clearly only able to be told by the filmmaker that is telling them. So unique voices with a unique take on, whatever the subject matter is, whatever the genre is, just stay true to your voice and discovering your voice. And those films will be interesting films. Last year, the film that Two Distant Strangers was the film that won the Oscar, was sort of a retelling of the racial injustice story that was kind of like the same theme as made famous by the movie Groundhog Day, right? Somebody living the same cycle over and over again. So that trope may have been seen before and used before, but the film was a great and powerful film because it was really told uniquely through the voice of the filmmaker. And I think that if you can do that, you're going to stand out.
So you mentioned unique stories and stuff like that. What type of short films do you look to distribute? Is it something unique like you mentioned, or other types that are, similar to other ones, or what?
So ShortsTV is awesome for this reason. It's the reason I was attracted to this company. It's been around for 16 years. We're not new to this game. As Jonathan said, we have the largest library of short films under our umbrella, over 13,000 short films we currently have licensed today for broadcast and distribution. And we are truly a global network. We have broadcast linear channels in the US, all throughout Latin America, Europe, in the Middle East, and South Asia and India. So our breadth and depth is great. And we are looking for films to play across all of those regions. And some things that work in one can only work in one region, but then there are some films that work broadly and we distribute them globally throughout our networks, both on broadcast and through OTT and other methods of delivery that we have. So we just are looking for great films that deserve to be seen. And I think that rule probably will hold forever. It doesn't matter the language, doesn't matter the genre. It really matters that the filmmaker is passionate and has created something that is worthy of being seen by the masses. And we do our best to get as many people to see it in as many regions as we can.
How do most films come to ShortsTV? Do people like either cold call you, or do they come through somebody else, an agent or manager or something like that? How do they come to you, and what are you looking for when they come to you?
Yeah, there are several avenues. On our website, for instance, there's a link you can click and fill out a form, and it will send films directly to our acquisitions team. And we get cold called. Yes, we get emailed. We have relationships with distributors, third-party distributors, film schools, and film festivals like this one. We try to be embedded in the foundation of the short film industry. We take that job very seriously. We want to be everywhere, which is why we do panels like this. We have relationships with lots of film festivals. We love what film festivals do. It's still a great avenue for the short filmmaker to get their films seen and appreciated, and then open up other opportunities for the filmmakers. So any one of these is a viable path. We do want to see your short film. So find a way to get it to us, because we will watch it and we will give you feedback, and we may decide to license it, broadcast it, and distribute it throughout our networks. At the end of this call, I will send you guys a specific link that you can distribute to people, the filmmakers in your festival. And if anybody just clicks the link, it'll take them to an easy form to fill out, title, synopsis, runtime, all that good metadata, and a link to a screener, and we'll watch it and get back to you.
Great, great. Thank you. I want to tell the audience, anybody that is watching, if they want to have a questions, they can put it into the chat room and we'll try to get to every one of them. Jeff, we do have two of them so far. From Doug, do films on short TV need to have been through the festival circuit first?
Need to? No. But it's really up to you as the filmmaker what your plan is, what your goals are for your specific short film. As I said, the festival circuit is great. It's a great tool for short filmmakers, and we recommend that you do it because of so many opportunities that it opens up. Not the least of which is Oscar qualification, right? There are certain film festivals, if you're trying to get nominated for an Oscar, an Academy Award in the short form categories, it's a really great way to get on that list. If you miss the festival circuit, or for one reason or another, you aren't able to qualify your film through that route, it's something that ShortsTV also offers for filmmakers that have a great film that we really believe in. We will four-wall it for you and get it Oscar qualified for you so you can submit it for consideration. Because the Academy Awards are really still like the crown jewel for the short film and the short filmmaker, and definitely a worthy pursuit. But to answer your question, no, you don't need to do any of these things to submit it and have it be considered for distribution with ShortsTV. We just need to see it and like it.
Great, thank you. Okay, another question from Oya. If the film is on ShortsTV, does it mean we can't put it on other platforms like Amazon?
It depends typically on the deal. We will do all sorts of deals. For the vast majority of the films we have under license, they are non-exclusive. So you can put it on ShortsTV and distribute it elsewhere. Of course, we would love to be the exclusive distributor of it and have it be the only place to be seen throughout our networks. And, we'll work with you to see if it aligns with what your goals are for the film. Totally depends on the terms of the broadcast or distribution deal. If we do a wide distribution deal, we probably will want to go after some form of exclusivity for at least a period of time. Again, it depends on what your goals are for the film. For most filmmakers, the short film is really sort of referred to as like the calling card, right? You're trying to make it to prove your mettle and to launch your career. So for a lot of people, they want it to be seen by as many people as possible. And you can always go the easy route. You can always put it up on YouTube and hope for the best, but it doesn't always work out, right? I mean, there's a lot of noise on YouTube. So you are really going to have to be alone in the promotion, getting people to notice it, getting people to watch it, and all of that. It's not just going to randomly go viral. Great if it does, but it's probably a long shot. So that's why ShortsTV can really help, right? We offer other services when we broadcast it. We understand that the short film is great on its own, but it's better when you show the short film and also tell the story of the filmmaker. Because when you're talking about the short film art form, it's really about the filmmaker's story. And we broadcast short films on our network with what we call a filmmaker spotlight to tell audiences a little bit about how this film was made, who are the people that made it, what they were trying to accomplish by making it, to really help launch that career of the filmmaker. Short films only happen a handful of ways, and usually it's because a passionate filmmaker who really wants to have this as their profession is able to cobble together a budget, cobble together a crew, and get a whole bunch of people to believe in the film, believe in the mission, and to work hard on a set and for the time actor to edit it and to do everything that is necessary to get it done. It's frequently a work of passion. Most people aren't doing it for the money, and most people are investing in themselves and in their careers. And we love that, and we want to tell that story and help you to get from this stage to the next stage.
Are you looking for now short films? I mean, it can go from 5 minutes to 50 or more. Are you looking for a particular time length of the short film is better, or is it something, you know, or not? I mean, is there a specific time length that's better that?
Yeah, we get this question a lot too. Rule number one is entertain, you know, make sure that you do a good job at creating and evoking an emotion in your audience. It doesn't matter the time length really. If I want average, if I were to take the mean time of films in our database, 13,000 short films, it's 15 minutes.
Okay.
Plus or minus 1 or 2 minutes, right? That's about average, but I wouldn't say matter. We have lots of films that are like 2 minutes in length, and some, especially documentaries, that can run 30 to 40 minutes. I think the limit is 40 minutes for Academy consideration, but perhaps check on that. Just make your film. Don't worry about the runtime so much in short film land. When we program them on our channels, even if it's through like an ad-supported like fast channel, we put them together into programming blocks that meet the needs of a TV half hour or a TV 1 hour spot. So it's not really important to us that your film be exactly 22 minutes, for instance.
Great, thank you. We have a question from Carl. When I submitted my film, Man on the Tower, I wasn't sure whether to submit for Europe and the world or US, North and South America. So I submitted it twice, once to each. Is that okay? And he also says, by the way, my film is still waiting to hear from quite a few tests. Should I have waited to submit to you until totally done with Zest?
No, submit as early as you are comfortable submitting. We love to be there early in the process. We love to help wherever we can help. We can, if nothing else, give great advice, but perhaps get more involved in that if we really, are aligned in the goals for the project. So yes, submit to us, get us on your radar early. Even if you're a filmmaker that hasn't made your film yet, talk to us, tell us about what you're considering doing. And we want to partner with you. It is our job. We consider it our job to be embedded at the foundation of this entertainment industry, and short film is where it's at.
All right, great, thank you. From Angie, what factors do you consider when looking at which short films you pick up, such as genre, known talent, production quality, etc.?
I'm sorry, you cut out just a little bit. Can you restate that question?
Yeah, it says, Angie's asking, what factors do you consider when looking at which short films you pick up, such as genre, known talent, production quality, etc.?
I mean, all of that is good. We look at all of it, and all of it works together to state the case for the film. We'll pick it up any type. I mean, we have films that are low production value that are just great stories, well told, and we also have films that are really high production value that maybe don't have the best character development. It totally depends on the merit of the film itself. I would say make your film the way you want to make your film within the constraints that you have, but get it made. Like, don't quit. That's, go for it. Do not give up. Just get it made, get it out there, and then move on to the next one. Don't stop. If you're passionate about this industry and this art form, just keep swimming. It's really important.
Yeah, great. Thank you. We have a lot of questions here. So I'm going to take the next one from Shane, I think it is. Is there a sweet spot for runtime on a short you prefer? For instance, do you tend to take 10-minute films or 30-minute films? We kind of went over this, but
a little bit. I was, the average is 15 minutes. I wouldn't say that there's a sweet spot per se. It's tough to make a really great short film, like 2.5 minutes long. That's tough. I mean, commercials do it, right? On television, 30-second commercials can be really great, but a short film, they probably are not. So take your time to tell your story, and whatever runtime that is, so be it.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have one from Nella. I've been offered a 50-50 deal with a foreign distributor that I haven't yet signed, and have signed another film to them. Would you work with that arrangement, and which situation would you prefer?
Good question. We would prefer that you have no other arrangements, obviously. If you do, it's not a deal breaker, and we will still sign the film. We might even still distribute the film. The only issue is you'll have to split your take with your distributor based on the terms of your deal. And it sounds like yours, you'd be getting half instead of all of it.
Okay, great. I have a question. How can filmmakers of short films recoup their costs and make a profit with their project?
There's a golden question. It's like catching lightning in a bottle. You shouldn't be doing this to make a profit. It's though there is a demand for short film, and I believe that demand is growing. It's not likely that you're going to recoup your investment, and it's really unlikely that you're going to make a profit. It's not impossible, it's just very unlikely. The films that were nominated for Academy Awards all probably at least recouped, and certainly some made a profit. But that's, 5 films in each category, 15 films total out of all the thousands of films that were made last year. So the odds aren't great. In a distribution deal you might get from us, for instance, we will broadcast it and we'll pay a license fee for broadcasting it, but it's not going to likely be equal to or greater than the production budget of your short film, which on average, it can be anywhere from $20,000 to $60,000, some much higher, some lower. But that's, on average, the cost of a short film. So you'll make some money back there. If we distribute it throughout our EST network, electronic sell-through, and we promote it and are able to sell one-off if it's popular, and you can see thousands of dollars every year from that pipeline. If it's part of if it gets nominated for an Oscar and gets part of our theatrical release for the Oscar-nominated short films, we do 3 releases, one for animation, one for live action, one for documentary. And that does well at the box office, but it's a limited amount of time at the box office. We release it shortly after nominations come out, and it runs in theaters until a couple of weeks after the Academy Awards airs. And in that time, we can make millions of dollars at the box office, which we then split through all the films that participate, and the distributor, Magnolia Pictures, that distributes this great release. So there is a chance that if you get into that, if you get that Oscar nomination, that you're going to make a profit off of your short film. It's just probably unlikely. I think you should have your goals to be more of like getting your story told and getting you to the next step on this journey of your career into mainstream entertainment. And we can really help out in a lot of ways there too, by giving you a voice and telling your story and broadcasting your story along with your short film, and also distributing it throughout our vast network and getting a lot of people to see the film.
Okay, great, thank you. Question from Doug. Do you review at the script writing phase? Do you do any of that? Okay.
Yeah, if you want to send me a short film screenplay, we're happy to read it and let you know our thoughts. But you might as well take them with a grain of salt, though, unless you have like real like questions about pathway or what the potential of this, or production value, questions of that nature. But happy to read anything and give feedback, and really happy to meet the filmmakers, because that's what we're all about, helping to champion these short filmmakers, these passionate filmmakers that are trying to start their careers.
Okay. This kind of goes along with what we were just talking about. Nella is asking, what sort of income stream do you foresee for the films you pick up, or is it mostly exposure?
It's mostly exposure. There's just, we are very likely not going to take your short film and then turn around and sell it to like Amazon or Netflix for $1 million. It's not likely that that pathway is ever going to happen. What we are going to do is package it, program it, broadcast it, send it out through our EST and VOD networks. You know, you might see it on an airplane. You might you'll be able to download it and watch it on all the big like Vimeo and Amazon and all that stuff. We'll distribute it there for you, and there can be a revenue stream because we also market to all of our films and projects. And if we can hit a nice vein, you know, you can make money back on VOD purchases, video on demand purchases of your film. But I wouldn't be getting into that business because it's not a great business. There's not a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of short films out there, and it's hard you'd have to spend a lot to market it and then hope to hit it viral somehow, that it takes off for you to see a real huge return on any individual short film. Again, unless it like is the Academy Award Best Picture winner, that's something different. But lightning in a bottle.
Okay. Carl had asked a question before, and we might have he put in here correctly, but he's asking, can we earn any revenue with ShortsTV, which we've been talking about? Also, please, is it okay if we are still waiting to hear from festivals?
Yes and yes, you can earn revenue. We would pay a licensing fee. It's also possible with all these new launches that we are doing at ShortsTV. Like we're launching fast channels, free ad-supported television channels. So we just closed a deal with Samsung TV to launch in 3 different countries in Europe, and a whole host of others on the way. So this model is an ad revenue model, right? Where we would actually run commercials throughout the programs and share in that revenue with the filmmakers that license their films to us. Again, it's not a ton of money. It's not ever going to be a ton of money. You're not going to like make a career of just making short films, you know, make a living at least making just short films alone. But it's revenue. And if you're asking about a revenue stream, sure, there are ways to get revenue out of it. And like ShortsTV is a great place to seek out those streams.
You mentioned early on about SVODs and startups and stuff. Can you go into all the different areas of distribution there, you know, all the different kinds, and what you particularly prefer or ask, you know, what people should do, I guess, theatrical versus the streaming?
Yeah. So in the evolution of how we consume entertainment, there are a lot of options now, and it gets confusing to even talk about it. There's traditional linear cable TV, traditional television, and ShortsTV is in probably the only shorts dedicated to shorts, channel dedicated to shorts in that ecosystem. And in all regions of the world, that still exists, right? But now there's all what we broadly characterize as OTT, or over the top of linear traditional cable. And that is all of your streaming services, all of your now fast services, free ad-supported TV, like Pluto TV, like Samsung TV, Roku TV. Everybody's now trying to recreate that traditional linear model, but in streaming, right, over broadband. So there's that. And there's also EST, which is electronic sell-through or sale-through. That would be like purchasing the film off of like Apple App Store, or the Google Play Store. You could, you know, watch, or Vimeo, right? It's more like a click-on-demand pay-per-view type of thing. Theatrical, of course, we do a really successful theatrical release of short film compilations. Every year, we've been doing it for 16 years, and we're talking wide release, like 700 theaters across the world. And that is a great way to do it too. And we're trying to do more and more of that, not just for the Oscar-nominated short films. And what else am I missing? Oh, there's all the free OTT stuff like your YouTube and whatever. And you can release your films into those wild spaces, but you're going to have to market them as well. And that's part of it. Like all you short filmmakers out there, everybody submitting to the Big Apple Film Festival, You are the CEO of your own brand right now, your own career, and you need to treat this like that, like you are the CEO of this company. You're not just a filmmaker. You can't be just a filmmaker. You got to make that film, and then you got to put on your CEO hat and get out there and come up with a strategy to accomplish whatever goals you have in mind for your career. So if you're going to do that, if you think YouTube's the place for you and you want to put it for free up there and just try to get as many people to it, don't just set it and forget it. Don't just upload it and walk away. Come up with a marketing plan and a strategy to raise awareness, reach out to people to do reviews, bloggers, people that are creators on YouTube and other these distribution platforms. That's going to be super important. And that's one area in which ShortsTV can help you also, coming up with that great distribution strategy to try to accomplish whatever goals you have for your film and for, more importantly, your career.
Great, thank you. From Doug, does ShortsTV facilitate filmmakers working with production studios, say for an animation short?
I don't know. I'd love to talk more about exactly what the situation is. Just repping an animator per se, probably not. We probably wouldn't know what to do exactly there unless you, had a film that you wanted to try to produce, featuring you as the animator. I would want to know more about that story, what your situation is.
Okay, we'll see if he comes in. Meanwhile, Eve, how long would you screen our films? Can you facilitate the distribution on COD platforms such as Netflix? Can you help move the short film into series and sell it as such with our creating a pilot or Bible for it?
Yeah, shorts to film, shorts to feature is a really viable path, and it's great. So if you have that big vision in mind and you are wanting to use your short film as a proof of concept for either a feature film or a series or something that can be leveraged in that fashion, that is great. We would love to help in that shorts to feature pathway. So please submit. Tell us all your ideas, share that Bible with us. Yes, it is something that we would have great interest in helping you to develop, something we have done before, and something we hope to do a whole lot more of.
Great, thank you. From Jonet, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but she's asking, some film festivals don't want your film to stream before the event. Is there a way around this, or is it a fact of life to live with?
I think probably most film festivals are going to be in that category. It's also important for festivals who put a lot of work into it to have exclusivity or to be able to say that your film is debuting there. Depends on the festival. Everyone's going to have their own rules. I think you just need to have a strategy for the way in which you want your film to debut or release, and make sure that the festival meets your strategic needs. The one real watch out I might give you is if you are trying to qualify your film for the Academy Awards or another award that has rules and specific rules. Read them before you start to distribute your film, because you could, on accident, disqualify your film from festival submission or certainly qualification for any sort of award like an Academy Award by releasing your film online. Because a lot of them just have that as a rule. Film must not be released online before submission to the festival or the rules. So just check out the rules and make sure it's in alignment with what your goals are. If you don't care about awards and you don't care about festival, accolades, and you just want to release your film online and stream it, do it. It's just up to you and what your goals are for the film.
Great, thank you. This might come along with some of the things that we've talked about before, but is it possible for a filmmaker to make a living producing shorts?
Possible? Sure. I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. I can't point to a whole lot of short filmmakers that exclusively make short films and, pay for their lifestyle. There's just not a whole lot of cash in the short film in and of itself as a product. I think that is changing. That might not be the future. I think that there is growing demand for short form content and short films in particular. But I can't sit here today and tell you I know a bunch of people that do nothing but make short films and make a great living. Usually it is a proving ground, a stepping stone to get to more mainstream entertainment with longer form content. It is usually the path.
Okay. I was reading about that. You have recently introduced the ShortsTV app. Can you explain that?
So that whole OTT category, yeah, we also offer ShortsTV mobile application for Android, iOS, Amazon Fire TV. So imagine our whole catalog of films there for on-demand viewing anytime, anywhere. That's it. We have not yet released a direct-to-consumer SVOD service, but you can authenticate our app through some of our traditional cable carriers. And we also have launched on Amazon Prime Channels, our SVOD service in several different countries. Not yet the US, but we are before the end of this year, that channel should launch, Amazon Prime Channels in the US. So that would be, if somebody has Amazon Prime, you can go on there and add on ShortsTV to your Amazon Prime account and then have access to our catalog of short films on demand. Yeah.
From Nella, does a long list of festival screenings make a film more appealing to you?
I think it's a factor in consideration. A long list, that's why I'm pondering the question. A long list, how long is long enough? I don't know. I mean, one great festival is certainly enough. A long list just means people like it and you're getting in a lot of places, and it's attractive to see that festivals have taken notice of your film. And really it's up to you and what your goals are. I know it's a lot of work to submit to festivals, and it costs money to submit to festivals. And certainly if you're going to attend the festivals, it can get pricey. So just do that cost benefit. Like, what are you trying to accomplish with festivals? That's part of your strategy to launch your career or to do whatever you're hoping to do. So how do festivals play in? What are the ones? If I were you, I would be more targeted and specific about it rather than just trying to generate a really long tail list.
Yeah, so it can it be too many, you have too many laurels on the thing versus, go to some really good ones like a Tribeca or something. If you were lucky to get in there or somewhere else, the Sundance or something, versus having all these laurels on your film. I mean, that can be,
yeah.
Maybe
if there's so many laurels that I fail to read the actual festival that's written inside the laurel, you got too many.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, I'm not sure we have any other questions. If there are any other questions that people want to ask, please put them into the chat, and we'll get them answered for you. All right. What do I want to say? The on the TV, there's a channel is the world's first and only 24/7 HD channel dedicated to short movies. How has that grown for you, and how is that, is it accomplishments that you have that and people watching?
So much. When we started, it was one country, one channel, and now we are really global. We are in over 100 million households worldwide. That's great. And our Oscar-nominated theatrical release, Oscar-nominated shorts theatrical release has grown every year over the course of the past 16 years. This last year was a tough one, obviously, due to all that's been going on with this pandemic. But for entertainment in general, it hasn't been so awful because people have had a lot more time to watch stuff, being out of work or in quarantine or whatever. So we actually saw an increase in viewership, especially in our OTT offerings during the course of this pandemic. And one other thing we were able to do, which was really great, very much in alignment with our reason for existing, is that in this year when everything was on lockdown and festivals couldn't even have their festival like they usually have their festivals, we provided them with a platform to host their festivals, and we partnered with many different festivals to show their festival on Shorts TV and to host it on Shorts TV. And we were very proud to have a hand in that and to help out in that way, because we really do feel like our reason for existing is to support the foundations of the entertainment industry, and specifically short film, because all roads to the entertainment industry lead through short film. So we have grown a lot. We continue to grow. We are very much about expansion and getting, casting our net as wide as possible, and remaining steadfast in our dedication to the short form art form, short film.
Great, thank you. And many, people on here want you to provide a link to apply and be in touch with you, which we can put in here. But one question is, how long is your turnaround from submission to your response? I imagine you must be swamped.
I wish I had an actual metric. We do get a lot of submissions, but we do our best to stay on top of it. We have an acquisitions team, people dedicated to doing nothing but screening films and acquiring films. So, depending on the time of year, it could be anywhere from 1 week to, a couple of weeks. I wouldn't say it's going to be months. We usually respond much quicker than that. And it's important to us to act fast. We like to be there early and to know about your film as soon as we can know about your film, so that we can get the most amount of time out of it. Because there really is a clock that starts ticking the second you finish that film. And it has a life, and it can go through the festival cycle in any given year. But really, you have like a 1 year time period to get it out there and exploit your short film as much as you can in alignment with your goals. And we want to be there as early as possible to make the most out of that time. That's not to say it ends there. Usually when we do a broadcast deal or a distribution deal with filmmakers, the deal and minimum is a 3-year deal. So we will continue to have it and to promote it and to air it for a 3-year time period, which is probably more than anyone else. You're not going to get submitted to festivals 2 years in a row, that's for sure. So it can last longer, but getting there early is important. So I don't have an exact answer for that question, but it won't be a long time. I think shorter than you think.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have a question from Brian. I think we'll take 1 or 2 more. What are the recommendations for how to approach a short documentary distributor for representing our film?
Documentary distributor. I would say it's a matter of submission. Yeah, reaching out, submitting what is the subject, all the metadata associated with it, and a screener link. And I wish I could point you to a great specific documentary distributor that might help you distribute it, but none are coming to mind. I would suggest what I'm suggesting to everybody in this panel discussion is that submit to Short TV, submit a screener to Shorts TV, and let us take a look at it and see, if we could do anything to help put it through our network. We love documentaries.
Okay, great. Carl's asking, on your submission form, you asked for a URL for our film, but not a private password, which mine has. So I just put the password in the same space as my Vimeo URL. Is that okay?
Yeah, probably will be okay. I'll take a look at that. Thanks for pointing that out. And the link that I will distribute to this festival will definitely include a field for a password. I'm surprised it's not there in the one online, but I'll check that out. Thank you.
From Eve, while you have 3 years with our film, can we distribute elsewhere at the same time?
If it's a non-exclusive deal, yes, you can. We are going to try to encourage an exclusive deal, and exclusive deals will be worth more money than a non-exclusive deal. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're going to distribute it elsewhere. It doesn't make a lot of sense for us to pay a good amount of money to have it in our networks. If it's going to be available anywhere, you might as well give it to us too and let us put it on our, throughout our network. It's just going to be more eyeballs, more chances for your film to get seen. But it certainly won't mean more money.
From Shyla, once you have a short film completed, what would you suggest to be one's first step?
A strategy, a year-long at least strategy for how you're going to distribute and promote your film. That should include a heading, for festivals. Who are the right festivals for you? What are their submission criteria and their submission dates? Plan out a whole calendar year. Then, other means of distribution, like getting a deal with a distributor or a network like ShortsTV. And then a marketing plan to go behind it. What things are you going to do? Who are the bloggers or the YouTube creators or TikTok creators that you might want to reach out to and send a screener of your film in hopes that they will review it and send people in the direction where they can see it. A full on, like, put on your CEO cap and make a business plan for the business of you. And this short film is just one of your products.
Okay, great. Thank you. We're going to take one last question. Is diversity and inclusion a priority for your company? I am a Native American actor / filmmaker with an award-winning short film. Absolutely. It's very important. We dedicate a lot of airtime throughout all of our networks to diversity and inclusion because short film is that way. Short film as a category is more representative than certainly like other forms of like mainstream entertainment, right? We get filmmakers from all walks of life, and we are very interested in elevating those voices and carving out a platform for them to tell their story. Okay, great. Thank you. Jeff, if you could put in the chat, or we can write it in, type it in, how they contact you. Okay. I'll have to go into my computer here and pull out the link, and I don't want to do it right now. So can I do it after like this, and then you guys can distribute it to this list, or is this something maybe you want me to take 2 minutes and get the link right now?
We're going to be emailing all the participants the recording. So in that same email, we can include the link. Does that make the most sense? Perfect. And I'll grab it after this call and I'll email it to you, Jonathan. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that link will be sent out probably tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning. So it'll be this recording as well as the link that Jeff mentioned. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I want to thank you, Jeff, for speaking with us today and giving us your insight and wisdom. So thank you so much. And hopefully, our participants will keep in touch with you, and you'll work together, and hopefully we'll see some of these short films out on ShortsTV.
It is my pleasure to be here, and I'll just say to all the filmmakers in attendance of your film festival, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations are in order. Like, you made a short film, and that is no easy feat. I commend you. Stick to it, keep going, and good things are going to happen. Please reach out to us at ShortsTV. We are interested.
Cool. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, Anne, for moderating. And we'll see you all again soon. Thank you all so much.
All right. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.